Yeah, well, it's the wimp defense. George is such a wimp that he was obviously getting beaten up, and that's why he pulled a gun. I think it's perhaps marginally helpful. I mean, it's based entirely on speculation about what went on there. So I think there's probably not that much to it. But to me, what's much more significant is that there were grass stains on the back of Zimmerman's shirt. That means he was on his back. As for whether he was a bad fighter or not, who knows? But the grass stains, that is, I think, very significant evidence.
And the defense seemed to really want the jury to hear that Zimmerman was out of shape. I just want to play this other exchange.
As far as you had testified regarding his athleticism, what words within that context, how would you define George Zimmerman?
He's just physically soft. He's not a, he was a overweight, large man when he came to us, and a very, very pleasant, very nice man, but physically soft. He was predominantly fat, not a lot of muscle, not a lot of strength.
After a while, if I was George Zimmerman, I'd be like, all right, I got it. I was out of shape.
I got it.
Sonny, how did this play in court?
It was so weird. I mean, the jury certainly listened to him. I thought the demonstration was kind of odd. I don't know that they understood why he was there, because we know that one of the witnesses testified that he saw some sort of MMA-style fighting, and then you've got someone getting up on the stand saying, yeah, he was training at my gym. I'm some MMA specialist, and he trained 2 to 3 times a week. He was a diligent student. And he was overweight. I don't know how that helps the defense, because, yeah, maybe he knew MMA stuff and then he was losing, so he pulls out a gun. You can't bring a gun to a fist fight. And so I almost think it helped the prosecution. And the looks on the jurors' faces, to me, seemed like they didn't get it either. It was an odd
Danny,
witness.
Jeff makes the point that, I mean, it is speculation what this guy was saying. He's down on the ground talking about 2 different kind of leg moves or something.
Isn't it fascinating that the only reason in this trial we're even talking about MMA is because of just some offhand comment that a witness with the last name of Wood made a couple weeks ago? If he had said, I looked out my window and it appeared to be people river dancing down the walkway, we'd have river dancers dancing on in and giving testimony about the finer points of river dance. It's only because it happened that Zimmerman happened to train a little in MMA, and because a witness said it looked to me like a ground and pound, which, as we saw from the demonstration, a ground and pound is really just a modified wrestling move. But it's fascinating. Trials are amazing because you get this circus of experts coming in. And candidly, I mean, this guy saying Zimmerman was a .05, I suspect everybody's a 0.5 to this guy. But it is fascinating when you get in these experts. It's brilliant defense strategy, because with all of these witnesses, they use them for several purposes. They use him as a fact witness. I saw Zimmerman, he was injured. They also use him for other purposes. This is a guy who was too soft. As Jeffrey Toobin said, he's a wimp. He couldn't have done this. And it's also a great show. Look, now the jurors see this O'Mara. He's the kind of guy that's willing to get down on his back and get involved. Demonstrations sear images into jurors' minds. I think they're very effective.
Really?
I think that went very well.